Hello. Do you know that your gut determines your overall well being? The way you think, the way you absorb nutrients, the way your skin appears, everything has got to do with your gut hygiene. Now, let me tell you that your gut holds millions and millions of microbiomes. And since it's a habitation for very many organisms, some are beneficial for you, some are not beneficial and they harm you. And that's why you need to understand that if you have a gut that is not clean, it's going to affect your mental clarity, it's going to affect your skin appearance, it's going to affect your nutrient absorption, and it's going to affect your energy levels. People don't understand this, but unless you fix the root cause of your problems, you're still going to have these problems manifest. You've heard them say that there's a clear connection between the gut and the brain. This is what we call the gut brain axis. That there's a clear connection between your gut and the brain through the vagus nerve. And that is true. And if you follow up clearly, you find people who have gut issues. Maybe somebody has a problem with ulcers, H. pylori. These people, if you follow them up clearly, you find most of them also have migraines. And that is up to you to follow up and analyze that. I stand to be corrected on that, but I see most people who have gut issues also have these headaches. Now, you have also to realize that apart from this gut brain axis connection, there's a clear connection between your gut and the skin. How your skin appears can be a reflection of your gut health. If you have a bad or improper gut health, you realize your skin will be compromised. And I'm not saying all the skin conditions in the world are caused by the gut, but there are specific skin conditions that are directly connected to your gut. Also, nutrient absorption. Some people have a problem with absorbing nutrients, and nutrient absorption is directly connected to your gut. Much of the time, some nutrients that are very much important for your body, maybe iron, magnesium, copper, you may be having a problem with absorbing the minerals and nutrients in your body system because your gut is compromised. Also, you might find you are in this problem of fatigue, chronic fatigue. You've slept enough, but you still have fatigue. And I'm not saying all fatigue issues are connected to the gut, but there are specific fatigue that are really connected to the gut, your energy levels. And if your gut is compromised, you will experience these problems. Bloating and constipation. These things are directly your gut. If you are always bloated, and this comes to a level where we need to consider our bowel movements. How regular do we empty our bowels? It's quite surprising that some people may take 4 or 5 meals a day and still empty their bowels once. This is a critical problem. You must ensure that you have maximum bowel movements, just like the way you maximize your eating. Then you must maximize your bowel movements. And if you have a problem with bowel movements, just take the right diet, the diet that is rich in fiber, hydrate properly, do exercise, minimize stress, ensure that your bowels are moving. Because if you cannot move your bowels clearly, you will find that you are experiencing overall body conditions that you really don't understand where they are emerging from. And it's because that your gut always speaks volume. Ensure that you stimulate your bowel movements. Eat fruits like papaya. Eat fruits that enhance and stimulate bowel contraction so that you can make sure you optimize your bowel movements. Do this in the morning, do this in the afternoon, do this in the evening. Hydrate properly. Don't take excess water, just take adequate amount of water. And by the way, do you know taking excessive amounts of water can also affect your bowel movements? People say if you take water, it minimizes, or it stimulates bowel movement, meaning it minimizes constipation. But also taking too much water can trigger constipation, and I'll tell you why. Water is osmotically active, meaning water always moves to a rather solute concentrated region. So you're taking too much water, it's going to dilute the content of the stomach. And because the content of the stomach are diluted, the water is going to move to your bloodstream. And if too much, again, water moves to your bloodstream, it can cause blood pressure. That's a topic for another day. But as this water moves to your bloodstream, again, diluting the contents of the bloodstream, the water is going to move to the kidney, where it's going to be excreted. So the more the water you take, the more you excrete. But that's not the topic for today. The topic for today is that if you take too much water, it dilutes the contents, and this movement of water from one region, from the stomach to the blood, from the blood to the kidney, and release. So it leaves the contents of the bowels dry, meaning the water is not, it's moving, it's in its dilution effect, it's moving, so it's not staying long enough, because now all the contents of the stomach are diluted, so the water must move to another region to dilute. And that is why taking too much water, plenty of water, can lead to constipation. If you take too much water than necessary, the body deals with a balance, and if you take too much of everything, it's poisonous. So you find out you're taking too much water, but you're still having a problem with going to the restroom. If you're going to the restroom and you're experiencing this stretchy, I don't know, I can use the term stench or stinky stool, then you realize there is always a problem with your bowel movement. If you always have this consistent bloating, there's a problem with bowel movement. So you need to, one, deworm. Ensure that you are deworming properly. Ensure that your pathways are open by eating the right foods, by ensuring that you hydrate properly. Because all the brain fog you're experiencing, all the skin condition you're experiencing, all the nutrient absorption problems you're experiencing, all the fatigue you're experiencing could be directly connected to the problem with your gut. Ensure you take fermented foods that have been fermented, to increase the supply of your gut microbiome. I'm not saying that if I say take fiber-rich food, you have to stuff your body with a lot of fiber, because too much fiber again is a problem, because it can also lead to bloating. And because how does it lead to bloating? The bacteria wants to feed on the fiber. So you introduce the fiber, the bacteria is feeding on the fiber, and it also releases a byproduct, which is carbon dioxide, and you are bloated. But what I'm trying to say, you need to stimulate your bowel movement. Sometimes you are itching in the anus, and the itchiness may not be related even to pinworms. Sometimes it's related to your bowel, which is not moving properly. So your colon and rectum is acting like a sewer, and this can be manifested sometimes. You can, even if you have taken a proper shower, you can still feel that you down there you are smelling, because there's a problem with bowel movement. And sometimes even oral health, you brush your teeth, you experience this continuous halitosis. Sometimes it's not calcium stones. Calcium stones is when you've developed calcium deposits, and when you open your mouth, you see white stuff at the back of your throat, and this stuff are always very stenchy. But you might not be having these, because you might remove them and still have proper brushing, but still have bad odor coming from your mouth. This is because sometimes your bad oral health or oral odor can be emerging from the problem in your gut. So you need to ensure that you optimize and maximize your gut hygiene so that you have clear mental clarity or mental acuity, so that you have a clear skin outlook, so that you have proper nutrient absorption, so that you optimally utilize food to provide you energy, so that you avoid unnecessary body odors. And this can be done in various ways: taking the right foods, taking adequate amount of water, and ensuring that you reduce your stress levels, taking foods that are important for you, minimizing foods that increase parasites in your body, and that is very much important. And it's good to stimulate these bowel movements in the morning and not add food on top of the waste that are not moving, because you need to ensure that you're releasing the waste before you take more food into your system. Sometimes it comes with fasting, and so think about it. Take care of your health, because it's important. Your health is the greatest investment. Thank you.